All right, guys. Liverpool, 98th minute. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. And yeah, I think Liverpool deserved it tonight. It was a good performance, especially in the second half. Newcastle, they were clinging on for dear life. They did put in a good few counter attacks in the first half, especially, and did get the goal through Alexander Isak on his debut. And Isak looked really sharp, and that looks like he'll be a brilliant signing for Newcastle because. At the moment, they are very much reliant on Callum Wilson up front, and you don't want to be reliant on Callum Wilson because he just can't maintain fitness. He is injured for 50% of the time. But when he is on the pitch, he's a brilliant player. But you don't want players like that. You like the most important attribute a player can have these days is availability, and Callum Wilson doesn't have that in abundance. So yeah, that's been a problem for Newcastle. But Isak looks like he might have just solved that problem for them. And yeah, he took his goal brilliantly. It was a good pass through to him by Longstaff, but we do have to talk about the absolute shite pass from Alexander Arnold, which caused the counter attack in the first place. You can't if you're going to do a long crossfield pass like that, you cannot underhit it or completely mishit it like he did and give the ball away in that position. Because what it did was it pulled Van Dijk out of position and it allowed Isak to have the space to run into for Longstaff to play it into him. So yeah, not good from Alexander Arnold that first goal. And yeah, Liverpool they dominated first half without really creating many chances. The only main chance they really had was Luis Diaz taking it around the keeper, but not managing to keep it on target. But to be fair to him, it was a very tight angle. Well, not a tight angle from where the ball was, but from his body shape to get around the ball, it would have been quite hard. He'd have been better off taking another touch probably, but it wasn't the easiest chance ever. So yeah, you can excuse him for missing it. But yeah, in the second half, Liverpool stepped up the intensity about the 55th minute. It just felt like Liverpool were playing everything a little bit too safe in the first half, and then when they started taking riskier passes or going for it a bit more, that's when they started to get a bit more success. Um, and yeah, from then on, they got the goal through Roberto Firmino. Well taken finish. Good pass to him by Mo Salah. But yeah, Firmino was one of the better players again tonight. He's on some good form at the moment. Harvey Elliott too also had a really good game, I thought. But other than that, the rest of the Liverpool team, maybe Diaz played well as well, but all the others, I thought were quite average, to be fair, for the majority of the game. It was only the last half an hour where the intensity really ramped up, and that started to cause Newcastle problems. The one thing I wasn't a massive fan of from Newcastle, which I mean I completely understand why they're doing it. They haven't got their best, some of their best players playing. They were missing Bruno Guimaraes in midfield and also Alan Saint-Maximin, but they were trying a lot of time wasting. But at Anfield, you can sort of understand it. A lot of teams do it, and it is a good way of trying to hold on to a result because Liverpool they do need the my mind's gone blank and I've forgotten the word I was going to use then. The rhythm, sort of, and that's when the momentum. That's the word I was looking for. Momentum. Um, so when you take that away from Liverpool, they do start to struggle, and that looks to be what was going to happen. Um, and yes, Liverpool they kept going at it. Newcastle did waste a lot of time. They did also get another goal through Alexander Isak, but it was disallowed for offside. It was very marginal though, but it was a well taken goal nonetheless, and he did look really sharp, Isak. I do need to stress that. Then Klopp made a few changes, bringing Milner and Simicast on to play fullback, and Carvalho came on for Henderson. And Carvalho, every single time he's played for Liverpool so far this season, in all 6 games, when he's come on the pitch, he is at it. He's constantly causing problems to the opposition team. And I think he deserves to start the next game against Everton on Saturday, because every single time he looks threatening to the other team when he comes on the pitch. So yeah, definitely deserves to start against Everton. And even the goal he scored right at the end, 98th minute from the corner, it was a scrappy goal, but it was a well taken finish as well, because to be that close range and have Nick Pope that close to you as well as being surrounded by a few Newcastle defenders, to lift it into the very top corner was a brilliant finish, and all on his 20th birthday as well. So that's not a bad way to celebrate your birthday, is it? Scoring a 98th minute winner. I'm not sure there's many players who can say the same in the Premier League. But yeah, this was a massive. This is massive for Liverpool, because another 2 points dropped would mean that Liverpool would be on 6 points out of 15, whereas you've got Arsenal 9 points ahead and City 7 points ahead. So Liverpool badly needed this win. Arsenal is still 7 points ahead and City is still 5 ahead. So there is still a lot more catching up to do. But that has relieved a lot of the pressure, because catching up, what was I going to say? Catching up 7 points is a lot easier than catching up 9 points. I'm sure you don't need a intellect to tell you that, but yeah, it is true though. Yeah, for Newcastle though, they were missing a few players, and they obviously they went in with a tactic of get Liverpool on the counter attack. It was a similar tactic they used against Man City, except from against Man City they had pretty much their best side out, which tonight they obviously didn't. And also to break up play a lot and trying to stop Liverpool from getting momentum, as I've said. However, you could argue that cost them in the end, because the referee wouldn't have added so much time on if they hadn't wasted so much time. So at the end of the game, when all the Newcastle players on the bench were arguing about 8 minutes added on, they can't complain because they caused it. Even if the ref gave 5 minutes originally, they wasted that much time in added time as well, with Joe Linton, Jamal Lascelles, Nick Pope all going down with problems. So Newcastle cannot complain about anything tonight, as far as I see it. So yeah, I think Liverpool deserved the win on the basis of the entire game. But it was another game where it was frustrating to watch as a Liverpool fan in the first half, and yeah, it's another game where we've conceded first. So this needs to stop. We need to do something about this. Like, it just seems like it takes Liverpool going 1-0 down to wake up and start trying to score a goal, because at the moment Liverpool, the game plan is just knock it about, try and score the perfect goal almost, or nothing. Like, Newcastle just come forward and will eventually score. That's what it takes for Liverpool to get woken up. That there's no risk, there's no attempting to play a pass which is going to set up a chance, if that makes sense. It's just all far too safe. No adventure at all until we concede a goal at the moment. Except, well, at the Bournemouth game at the weekend, I think that was down to how poor the opposition were more than anything. But against a team who can defend and can hit Liverpool on the counter-attack, like Fulham, like Crystal Palace, like Newcastle, like Man United, Liverpool are just too slow. But yeah, massive 3 points for Liverpool. Newcastle's first defeat of the season as well. They've had a good start to the season. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.